He's a good man. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Do you like Jennifer? Jen, what do I do here?
Well, I introduce myself as Jennifer, and then you can shorten it to Jen, because a lot of people think I'm Jem or something else. But yeah, Jen is fine.
I already feel like we're besties, so I'm going to call you Jen. Because I already feel like we're there. We're there.
I love it. We are there. We are there. I love it.
We're doing slumber parties and chocolate popcorn and Runaway Bride on the DVD.
My favorite. I love it.
So how you doing, dear? What are you working on right now?
I am in between shows right now. I've trying to get my sketch show kind of going up and running that kind of worked on a couple of years ago and then put to rest because everyone's schedule was so chaotic, and kind of trying to bring that back and do something with it.
Now is that a pilot sketch show, or are you doing it at UCB or Second City?
This is going to be something that I hopefully can do over at Second City here in Los Angeles, and more stage stuff for right now. And then if it goes well, we'd like to do something pilot wise, and hopefully internet or television would be the ideal situation.
Right. And well, you're a very funny woman, though, and I actually hate saying that. You're a very funny woman. You're very funny. You're very funny.
Funny person.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't like saying the whole woman thing. I hate
the woman. You can just ix that. It's just funny.
I'm trying to ix that. Like, there's certain words that you want to take out of your lexicon, and I'm
right.
Things
like lexicon.
Yeah, like lexicon. Yeah.
I haven't heard that used very often, but you know what? You might want to keep it in there because it's interesting.
So, Jen, you've been doing this since you were a kid.
I have
been doing comedy. Is this something that just? How did this start? Were you just screwing around as a kid? You're like, I want to hang out with Dad. I'll do some of his movies. Or
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I just, it was always, my brother and I were always on set, and it was kind of, hey, do you guys want to be in the background, make a cross, do this, interact with your dad, interact somewhere else, and, we just had fun doing it. I don't think it ever crossed our minds, or my mind, when I was little that I actually wanted to do this. I actually was like, I'm going to be a veterinarian or a marine biologist, and that, and then I ended up doing plays in grade school, and then in high school, I did swim team. I was more sporty than I was theater, and then all the drama teachers were like, no, why don't you be in this play? And I was like, okay, and then realized, oh, crap, I actually like doing this. So from that point on, started taking classes at Second City, went to college as, theater arts major, which was fun. But, and then I just kind of realized this is what I like to do, and, it's like my second home. I grew up in it, and I can't picture myself anywhere else except for in the business somehow.
Well, I had a question for you about what was your favorite project you worked on, at least during your preteen to teen years, like in that area. What's your favorite project that you got to be on set with Dad with?
Oh, gosh. I loved trying to think what my favorite. Cool Runnings was awesome just because we got to go to Jamaica. I got to miss school, go to Jamaica.
Fantastic.
I enjoyed that. I loved them all. Like, it was traveling to different places. JFK was so much fun because it was different, because it wasn't Dad being funny, it was Dad being serious. Yeah. And I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Great in JFK. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's like one of my favorite. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, what's your favorite movie?" And sometimes I answer them going, "Well, what would they want to hear? They'd want to hear Uncle Buck, Great Outdoors." And I'm always like, and sometimes I'm like, gotta be honest, JFK, because he was just so good in it.
Were you there on the set of Silent Partner?
No, I was not born yet. I wish I was there for Silent Partner. It's a great movie.
Now, what I was going to ask you then is, you then kind of had a much larger role on Camp Candy.
Yes.
It is a personal favorite of many people that work on this show. We all grew up with the Camp Candy.
Uh-huh.
And how was it doing that? Like, did you have a lot of input, or did they just give you like a script, or was it you and Dad and your brother hanging out and just being like, let's do this and that?
Yeah, it was a script. Like the first season, we were able to do like we didn't have like specific characters. We just did random voices and stuff like that. And then the second season, my dad's like, okay, we'll actually start, either creating characters for you or, you can. I think there was like a couple episodes where I did the voice of Vanessa in the second season. And as Vanessa is like a Valley girl, so I remember reading the script with my dad in my room, and he was giving me notes and stuff, and I started doing it like a Valley girl because that's what the character did. And my dad just was like, nope, be yourself. I go, but, and so I remember having a huge fake argument with him about how I should actually be doing this character, and he wanting it one way and I'm thinking it should be another way. And then when we went to record it the next day, the director, she's like, okay, you need to be more Valley girlish. And I remember looking at my dad going, I told you so.
Now, I had a question for you about Second City.
Yeah.
I also am a Second City alum, if you will.
Nice.
Nothing to brag about nowadays.
Not a player, though.
Yeah, no. Well, we know that story. We don't need to get into that personal. I had some at the time where we were doing shows. I liked to party a little too much, and I had some issues, and I had to go away for a while. But
it happens. It happens to the best of them.
Well, yeah, I think so. But I've never gone back to Second City, and I'm wondering if you feel this way about it out in L.A. as well. I just kind of feel like in Chicago, there's a lot of people doing it nowadays. There seems to be a bit of politics now. I mean, there's politics in the industry and stuff, but it seems very difficult to just be creative and turn your mind off of doing business and stuff while you're at Second City now. Yeah,
I agree and I disagree at the same time. It's like I'm so kind of sometimes protective over Second City just because it was like I keep in my mind thinking that it still is the way that it was when my dad was there and, when my mom used to go visit him and stuff like that. But when I was at Second City in Chicago 2004 to 2006, I just remember taking the classes, which I loved, and I had great teachers, but I just remember there's so many people coming through this company now. It's like how are you supposed to shine, or how are you supposed to be different when you've got, classes filled with 30 people as opposed to like 5 or 10 or, I don't think it was as big as 30, but definitely it was, they had to make it kind of more business-like just so that it could thrive and survive, but at the same time, they have been pretty good about staying true to their roots. And the Second City here in Los Angeles, which is a training center, has changed so much to the point where they've redone the theater. It's like kind of like a homey little studio that a lot of that I sometimes perform in, and some of the alumni go and perform at. And it kind of brings it back to that old school feeling of you just go and you have fun. Like there's no real politics that have hit there yet that I've noticed.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But everyone